In his apostolic exhortation, Pope Francis says that there are many challenges for today's missionaries. In our time, humanity is experiencing a turning point in its history, as we can see from the advances being made in so many fields. We can only praise the steps being taken to improve people's welfare. At the same time, we have to remember that the majority of our contemporaries are barely living from day to day. He goes on to say, the two great issues which strike me as fundamental at this time in history are first the inclusion of the poor in society, and second, peace and social dialogue. A fundamental topic which Pope Francis's address in his apostolic exhortation is the plight of the poor. He says, we have to say thou shalt not to an economy of exclusion and inequality. Such an economy kills. How can it be that it is not a news item when an elderly homeless person dies of exposure, but it is news when the stock market loses 2 points? This is a case of exclusion. Some people continue to defend trickle-down theories, which assume that economic growth, encouraged by a free market, will inevitably succeed in bringing about a great justice and inclusiveness in the world. This opinion, which has never been confirmed by the facts, expresses a crude and naive trust in the sacralized workings of the prevailing economic system. Pope Francis clearly sees that poverty is the result of an imbalance. He says, while the earnings of a minority are growing exponentially, so too is the gap separating the majority from the prosperity enjoyed by those happy few. The imbalance is the result of ideologies which defend the absolute autonomy of the marketplace and financial speculation. Pope Francis sees a direct correlation between inequality and violence. Today, in many places, we hear a call for great security. But until exclusion and inequality in society and between peoples are reversed, it will be impossible to eliminate violence. When a society is willing to leave a part of itself on the fringes, no political programs or resources spent on law enforcement or surveillance systems can indefinitely guarantee tranquility. Unbridled consumerism combined with inequality proves doubly damaging to the social fabric. Inequality eventually engenders a violence which recourse to arms cannot and never will be able to resolve. This serves only to offer false hopes to those clamoring for heightened security. Pope Francis lauds the role of lay people. Put simply, he says, lay people are the vast majority of the people of God. The minority, ordained ministers, are at their service. There has been a growing awareness of the identity and mission of the laity in the Church. At the same time, a clear awareness of this responsibility of the laity, grounded in their baptism and confirmation, does not appear in the same way in all places. In some cases, it is because laypersons have not been given the formation needed. In others, it is because room has not been made for them to speak and to act, due to excessive clericalism which keeps them away from decision-making. The formation of laity and the evangelization of professional and intellectual life represent a significant. significant pastoral challenge. Pope Francis says that we need to create still broader opportunities for a more incisive female presence in the Church. Demands that the legitimate rights of women be respected, based on the firm conviction that men and women are equal in dignity, present the Church with profound and challenging questions which cannot be lightly evaded. In his apostolic exhortation, Pope Francis speaks about women priests. The reservation of the priesthood to males, as a sign of Christ the spouse, who gives himself in the Eucharist, is not a question open to discussion, but it can prove especially divisive if sacramental power is too closely identified with power in general. It must be remembered that when we speak of sacramental power, we are in the realm of function, not that of dignity or holiness. The ministerial priesthood is one means employed by Jesus for the service of his people. Yet our great dignity derives from baptism, which is accessible to all.